Hi, my name's Kelly Rooney and welcome to Namaste Thunder Bay. We have a 25-minute yoga practice lined up for you, and we're going to focus on opening up our hips. It's something that almost everyone in North American culture needs. It's something that we hear all the time, that sitting at desks, sitting on the couch, always sitting with our legs closed tightens the hips, and it can cause a lot of pain and discomfort for most people. So we're going to work on a lot of exercises to really open up those hips. So before we do that, I always like to remind people that you want to listen to your body. I will guide you through yoga poses, but if something doesn't feel good to you because you have an injury or a condition, I will try to offer modifications, but if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. And if you ever need a resting pose while we're in the middle of a yoga practice, you can come into your child's pose. Child's pose is up on your knees with your hips back to your heels. You can keep your knees closed and bring your body over top, or you can bring your knees open to the side and settle down in between them. So that's a safe resting place for you. Hopefully I've given you a little bit of time to get up off the couch or out of bed and get ready to join us for yoga, for Namaste Thunder Bay. So you can start either on a yoga mat or on a towel or on the floor, whatever is comfortable for you and available. Come into a seated position with a nice tall spine. You can place your hands down on your knees if you want to feel grounded. You can keep your palms up and open if you want to feel open and receptive. So just take a few deep breaths to center into your body. In through your nose, let it out through your mouth. And then just allow yourself to breathe naturally and observe your breath. Notice if your breathing is shallow or long and smooth. Where do you feel your body expanding and contracting as you breathe? Is it strictly in your chest? Do you feel it down into your belly? When you enter onto the yoga mat and get ready for your practice, it's often nice to set an intention. Your intention can be anything that you want to explore as you look inward and notice your thoughts as you're doing yoga. So go ahead and set your own personal intention. And then open your eyes and prepare for movement. We're going to start off just relaxing and allowing the shoulders to come down the back. Let those shoulder blades relax and come down the back. Take your left ear over to your left shoulder. You can take your left hand and place it across on your right shoulder, or bring it up and over your head to put a little weight there, releasing your neck to the side. Lower your arm down, come up to neutral, and then take your right ear over to your right shoulder. This time you can take your right hand over to your left shoulder, or up and over your head again. Continuing to notice your breath. Lower your arm down, bring your neck up to neutral, and then just take small semicircles side to side, loosening your neck muscles. Coming to neutral, we're going to bring our arms down to the side and breathe in and bring your arms up overhead and look up to your arms. Exhale, bringing them down to your sides. Inhale, bringing them up overhead. Interlace your fingers together and press your palms up toward the ceiling. Make sure that you've got space around your ears, lowering your shoulder blades down your back. You can take your gaze up toward your hands. Take a deep breath in. Release your fingertips and exhale, lowering your hands in time with your breath. Breathe in and lengthen your spine. Take your left hand over to your right knee and twist and look away over your shoulder. Coming back to center. Breathe in. Take your right hand over to your left knee, twist and look away over your shoulder. Coming back to center. We're going to move back up onto our hands and our knees. So we want our hands directly below our shoulders, our knees below our hips, our legs about hip width apart. We're going to explore a little cat-cow breath. As you breathe in, arch your back like an angry cat, look down to your belly button. As you exhale, scoop your back out, bring your chest forward and your head up. Inhale up to cat. And exhale out to cow. Inhale up to cat. And exhale out to cow. One more time, follow the rhythm of your breath. Then come to a neutral back. We'll ignite the core by taking the left hand forward and the right heel back. Your gazing point can be straight down or ahead, whatever feels most comfortable on your neck. Breathing, finding that balance without letting the left hip slide out to the side. Keep it up nice and high, tucked into the midline, and lower down. Take your right hand forward and your left heel back. Check in with your intention. Notice your thoughts. And lower down. Curling your toes under at the back, press your hands firmly into the mat, especially making sure that index knuckle is pressed down into the mat. That will take the weight out of your wrists. We're going to lift our hips up and back for downward dog. In your first downward dog of the day, you want to make sure that you are pressing your hands in firmly, lifting your tailbone up toward the sky and letting your heart sink down toward the mat. You might want to lower one heel down at a time to loosen up your hamstrings. And then begin to walk your feet toward your hands slowly. And come up one vertebrae at a time through a rounded back. We always like to warm the body up before we get into our deep stretches, so we'll do a couple of sun salutations with your arms at your sides. Breathe in and bring your hands up overhead. As you exhale, hinge forward from the waist, coming all the way down. Breathe in and come halfway up to a flat back. And exhale, plant your hands down and take your feet back to plank. In your plank, if you need to, go ahead and lower your knees down. What you really want is to lower down slowly to the mat, keeping your elbows very close to your body. And then inhale, bringing the chest and shoulders up for cobra. Come up and back through table into downward dog. Hop or walk your feet toward your hands. Breathe in and come halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, lowering all the way down. Coming up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Straight into the next round. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward from the waist. Inhale, coming halfway up through a flat back. Exhale, plant your hands down, step your feet back to plank, lower your knees down if you need to. Take an extra breath in and lower down slowly through chaturanga, elbows close to the body. And inhale, coming up for cobra. Exhale, coming up and back for downward dog. Hop or walk the feet forward to the hands. Inhale up to a half back. Exhale, folding forward. Coming up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. We'll do it one last time. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, coming down to plank. Lower your knees down if you need to, and lower down as you exhale, slowly all the way down. Inhale up for cobra. Exhale, up and back to downward dog. And hop or walk your feet toward your hands. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Coming up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. To close this practice, we'll bring our hands overhead and then sink them down to our heart center to finish our sun salutation. So now the body should be warmed up and you feel fired up. We're going to do some dynamic movement to open the hips up. So we'll start very similar to the sun salutation. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, coming down to plank. From your plank, lift your hips up and back for downward dog. In your downward dog, inhale your left foot up into the air for three-legged dog. Bend your leg at the knee so that the foot comes toward the opposite hip, opening up your hips. Straighten the leg, bring the foot forward and plant it as close to your hands as you can. Allow your right foot to turn out on the 90-degree angle so it's parallel to the back of your mat. Lift your right hand up first and come into your warrior two. I'm going to turn around just so we can check in with our alignment. We want to make sure the front knee is bent over top of the ankle. The body is open to the side. We relax the shoulder blades down the back. You can turn your palms up to the ceiling and turn them back down. Then turn your front palm up to the ceiling. Let it come up in the air as you let the back arm go down. Take your gaze up to the ceiling. Come forward and plant the forearm on the bent knee. Bring your back arm all the way up so the bicep is close to the ear. Really try and feel that energy from your back ankle all the way through the side of the body, reaching through to the end of the fingertips. Bring your torso back up into your warrior two stance. Straighten the front knee. Allow the hip to go out to the back slightly. Reach forward with the fingertips and then angle down into triangle. You can use your leg as a brace. You can tent your fingers on the floor or find whichever position is best for you. If you have a block, you can stack it and use that as your support. Breathe into your triangle. For the transition, soften the front knee. Twist the torso and plant the hands down on either side. Come up onto the toes at the back. Press your weight into your hands as you shift your hips up and back for downward dog. Inhale your right foot up into the air for three-legged dog. Bend your leg at the knee, letting your foot open up toward your other hip. Straighten the leg and bring it forward, planting the foot as close to the hands as you can, allowing the left foot now to turn on that 90-degree angle, windmilling up and open into your Warrior Two stance. Again, we want to make sure that that knee is over top of the ankle, body's open to the side, shoulder blades are relaxed down the back. Take the gaze off beyond the middle finger of your front hand. Turn your front palm up, bring it up in the air, letting the back arm go down. Come forward and plant the elbow on the bent knee, bringing the arm up in line with the ear, feeling that energy coursing from the back heel all the way through the ends of the fingertips. Come back up into your Warrior Two stance. Straighten the front knee, shift the hips slightly to the back, reach forward with the fingertips and angle down into your triangle. You can look straight ahead, or for a greater challenge, you can look up toward the ceiling. It's a little more challenging for your balance. For the transition, soften the front knee, twist and place the hands on either side of the front foot, come up onto the toes at the back. Place your weight in your hands as you shift your hips up and back for downward dog. From downward dog, place your knees down on the mat. Bring your big toes together so they're touching. Sink your hips back toward your heels for child's pose. In your child's pose, breathe into it and feel your body expanding and contracting. Coming back up to tabletop, we'll take ourselves over to the side so that you can sit down and stretch your legs out in front of you. You want to rock back and forth so that you can feel your sits bones engaged with the floor or the mat. When you do that, your pelvis naturally tilts forward, and that helps to give you a nice tall spine and avoid injury. So what we're going to do to start opening up those hips a little deeper is take the right foot in toward the left thigh, letting the knee open up to the side. Then you want to make sure that the left foot is engaged. You can either point the toes or flex the foot. You just want to make sure that the left leg is active. You want a nice tall spine. You can breathe in, bring the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, hinge forward from the waist so that you are coming forward with a flat back. With your back flat, come as far forward as you can safely and comfortably. When you hit that point where you can't go with a flat back anymore, then you can allow yourself to roll the head and shoulders forward and relax into it. With a forward fold, you want to make sure that you find your edge and then ease away from it. If I pulled myself right down, my body would tense up. If I find my edge and then ease away from it, my body can relax and open up a little further. Continue to stay with your left foot flexed. Focus on your breath. Breathe in and come halfway up to a flat back. And exhale, see if there's any room for you to fold a little further forward. Come up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Stretch your right leg forward and bring your left foot in towards your right thigh. Make sure those sits bones are engaged with the floor. And flex the right foot. Lengthen the back, bring the arms up overhead as you breathe in. And exhale, hinging forward from the waist. When you can't go any further with a straight back, allow your head and shoulders to roll forward and relax. Breathe in, coming halfway up to a flat back. And as you exhale, see if you have any room further to fold into this stretch. Coming up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. We're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together and let the knees open up to the side. You can place your hands on your feet, you can wrap your index finger around your big toe, or you can keep your fingertips tented on the ground in front of you. You want to make sure that those sits bones are engaged, and you can put a slight bounce in the knees to loosen up the legs. This is your bound angle forward fold. We'll start off right here. If it's available to you, you can take a deep breath in and lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, you can begin to walk the hands forward, bringing the torso down over the legs. When you find the spot that is your edge, ease away from it slightly and allow yourself to breathe and give a little time to open up. In these moments of quiet, see if you can follow your breath. Feel the air coming in and out of your nose. Feel your chest expanding and contracting. Feel your muscles relaxing with every breath. Walking your fingertips backwards, come up to a seated position. We'll allow the left leg to stay bent in front of us, just shifting it over slightly, keeping the left foot flexed and the knee open to the side. We're going to take the right foot on top of the left knee. If this is very challenging for you, if your hips are tight, you may find that your knee stays up high. That's okay, just let it be where it needs to be. If it's uncomfortable, you may need to grab a pillow or a blanket that's folded, and as you are in the position, give yourself a little prop. You might need that if your hips are tight. If you don't, you can let them open up one on top of the other, so that they look like stacked fire logs. From here, we're going to allow ourselves to take a deep breath in and lengthen the spine again. And exhale, tenting the fingertips, walking them forward, bringing the weight of our torso down on top of our legs. Go as far as feels comfortable for you. And breathe. It's also a good time to check in with your intention. See what you can learn about yourself through your journey in yoga. Allow yourself to walk your hands back up slowly. We're going to shift so that we can do the other side. So this time you'll want to place your right leg down in front of you with the knee open to the side. Right foot is flexed. Left foot comes up on top of the right knee, and allow the knees to open up to the side so that the legs are stacked one on top of another. Again, if you need a prop, feel free to use it. You want to find comfort, just that edge of tension and not too much. Breathe in, and as you exhale, walk the tented fingertips forward. Allow some of the weight of your torso to rest on your legs. Coming back up slowly. We're going to guide our legs apart. We have enough time to explore one more pose, which is our pigeon pose. It's probably one of the deepest hip openers, and if it's not available to you, I would say we'll use this in the future. For those of you who have open hips, you can keep your right leg so that your foot is at the edge of your mat, your leg is draped across so that your knee is on the other side, and allow your left leg to extend behind you. Then bring your hips up so that they're square. You may need, again, a prop under your hip on the right side, which again, a pillow or a folded blanket would work just nicely. Once you're in your pigeon pose, you can stay upright. You can allow yourself to lean back to get a back bend, or you can come all the way forward and put that weight on the ground, relaxing and allowing the hip time to open up. We only have a little bit of time today, so I'm going to shift to the other side, and you can do that by bringing the left leg forward, place it across the mat in the same way, and just guide the right leg back. Once the leg is back, you may need to use your hands to prop yourself up, make sure that the hips are squared. And again, you can explore any variations of back bend or full resting pigeon coming down over top of the leg. This is a great pose once your body is opened up. You can stay in it for a long period of time, but that's all the time that we have today. So as always, we end our yoga practice in a seated position with our legs in a comfortable position, open to the sides or straight ahead. And just a reminder of why we say namaste, you can bring your hands to your heart center, which will remind you to lead with your heart. Bow your head towards your hands, let your mind relax and surrender to the heart. And when we say namaste, it means everything good inside me sees everything good inside you. Namaste.